What is going on, guys? Travis Patel here. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. Today I want to talk about more so the power of building an audience you have influence over and doing internal promos. Now, so far in March, we have been promoting an internal promotion to my Facebook group and my email list called Ecom Influence. And what this is a 4-week workshop that we're going to be talking about building influence, building your audiences, and then selling them the products that they're looking for, with really a focus on that influence aspect. Now, this has been completely an internal promotion so far in March. It's March 10th right now, Sunday at about 5 p.m. We have 7 hours until this closes to my internal audience. And so far, we've been able to produce 98 sales and $17,935 in revenue. So that right there kind of proves to you the power of an internal promo to audiences that you've built. Now, so far, I've really taken the lazy approach to this, where one, we've only promoted this with 3 Facebook posts into our about 38,000 Facebook group. We've sent 2 emails to our buyer list, and that alone has produced the 98 sales that we've created thus far. And now another lazy mode approach I took to this is content that's not actually even created yet. It's 4 live webinars over 4 weeks where we're going to have that content recorded and up in a member site and all that, but it has not even happened yet. Our first live webinar is on Monday. So with how I've approached this internal promotion, it's been kind of a lazy mode, but as you can see, with the awesome influence I have with the Facebook group and with our email list and with our small YouTube following and stuff, we've been able to create almost 100 sales, and I assume over the next 7 hours, we'll definitely be able to hit probably about 120 sales total, considering that scarcity effect. That last day, you always get a little boost in sales. So right now, what I've been thinking about, what I really want to talk and share with you guys in this video is how can we take this internal promotion and make it turn into a beast mode that's creating revenue consistently over the upcoming months to audiences that have not heard of me, the audiences that I don't currently have influence over, the groups of people that, the millions of other people that have not heard of my name or heard of Kingpinning or heard about what we're going to do. So that's really been a big mistake I've made over the past year, is I've built these audiences, this Facebook group, these email lists, the YouTube channel, the people who subscribe to the blog and stuff like that. Those are my core audiences that I've piggybacked off over the past year or two, and I've been doing a lot of internal promotions. And most of these internal promotions have a cutoff date where once that date reaches, we don't sell that product anymore. And I've done nothing to outreach. I've done nothing to sell that product to those audiences that have never heard of me. And we want to change that when it comes to our promotions and our products moving forward. I want to have long-term products that are going to be everlasting, that we're going to update regularly, that we're going to be able to promote through a lot of outside sources. And that's exactly what I want to talk about right now. So how can we turn this almost $18,000 revenue producer into a $200,000 producer over the next 3 months? Well, there's really 4 main things that I need to do when it comes to this internal promo, this Ecom Influence. So first off, what we need to do is we need to take this live webinar structure, the content structure, we need to make it a more friendly content delivery system. So what I mean by that is by taking this and actually putting it into an instant access course. So once we have the content created, we have these webinars recorded, we can go back and we can structure it into single videos that are maybe like a 30-part video series that goes over the same content but more specific to single topics, where these webinars are going to be an hour, 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours long. We're covering a whole bunch. It's going from subject to subject. But what I can do is I can take that same content and create a 30-part or a 40-part or a 20-part, however it kind of works out, content course where the member, the customer, when they purchase the course, they'll instantly have access to that. Like I said, right now, it's in webinar structure. So when my internal audience, they purchase, they are sent to a member site that has no content. It has registration links for webinars. Now, this is, again, is kind of a lazy mode approach, but it works for those audiences you have influence over. It's an easy way to get a product up, a course, a workshop, whatever you're doing out there right now. Make the money before you actually put the time and effort into creating it, and you can kind of go from there. When you're hitting those audiences that have not heard of you, that are going to buy from you and put that trust into you when they don't really know you, you want to be delivering instantly. Where the people, the 9,800 plus people who have bought, most of them have bought things from me in the past, or they've heard how good my products are, or they like the content I put on a regular basis. So they trust me more without having to have that content instantly. But if we're going to hit those broad audiences, we're going to keep that refund rate low, we're going to keep customers happy who have not heard of us and we don't have influence over, we need to have it in a more instant access course. Now, we can also have live webinars, but we definitely want to have some type of structure and some steps for them to take right away when we're hitting the open audience out there. Now, too, we want to set up some upsells. We want to have more of a sales structure. Right now, this offer is just it's a $197 internal offer, and there's no upsells, there's no extra content, there's no tools or anything like that. But what we'll do is when we launch this to the public, it's going to be priced probably around $497. The $197 was just for the internal. You want to have a little perks and stuff when you have an audience you have influence over. Give them a little bit early access, or give them that lower price tag, or give them a little extra for that one price tag, or whatever it may be. But we're hitting that open audience. We're going to have that instant course, and then we might have the upsells be the 4 webinars. And so we'll have maybe a $297 front end with a $497 upsell, and it's the same content that my internal audience would have got at $197. So we're kind of using that internal audience we have influence over to create the buzz, create reviews and testimonials, also get some insight how they like the content, what they like and what they don't like. We can then structure that into our instant access course later down the road. And then third, we want to definitely create a buyer email series. When someone who's not heard of you, you have no influence over, you want to make sure you have that communication consistently going. And when someone buys your course, you want to have that welcome email that pretty much lays out everything that's going to come within the course, where they can communicate with you. If they have tech support or support issues, feel free to hit us up here. You also want to help with the things that you're teaching. So if week 1 is about researching your audience, then maybe day 2 or day 3 have some emails going out with suggestions on free tools that they can use to help research, or different methods on how to do the things that you're teaching them in those opening weeks. And along with this, we can also promote our back-end product. So we're continuing that communication, and we have that initial one-time offer, maybe promotion at a good price, and then we have the consistent back-end emails coming with them, not only helping them learn the things that you're trying to teach in the course itself, but also show them why they should buy the back-end, which is going to help them get the results even better. And then also get them with those back-end emails into your other community areas. So if you have a Facebook group, get them in the Facebook group. You have a fan page, get them liking there. Have them subscribe to your YouTube channel. If you're smart, you'll set up like a referral program, and you can have them get half off the back-end product if they get a referral, or $100 rebate if they get referrals coming in. So you want to use this audience that you're just initially creating this influence over, and getting them to join the rest of your community so they don't miss all those awesome content pieces you put out there, as well as tell their friends to create more buyers, create a larger stream. So number one most important thing that I can do with this internal revenue is put it into a more content-friendly delivery system. And that's exactly what I'm going to do after this month is up, because we're closing the deal at midnight tonight, and then we're going to open it back up in like a month and a half or so. And I'm trying to decide right now, do I want an e-com focused, or do I want to focus on influence overall? More business, general business type of influence when I open it up to the public. And that'll just kind of, after I hear from our current buyers and our current audience, the guys who listen to me, and I know they're going to give me an honest opinion and help out, I'll be able to tell a little bit more about which direction I should go with the course setup. Now, number two, we need to set up a sales page. So far, all I have, if you've seen our Facebook promotions, is I'm literally sending you to the purchase confirmation page. You put in your payment information. There's no sales page, no sales video, nothing there that's going to help convince you. I'm allowing my influence I've built and the content I'm posting in my Facebook group and in the emails to do that sales tactic for me. So we are probably missing out on quite a bit of sales that could be happening if I had a sales page that did the sales copy, had the sales video in place. We had reviews and testimonials from past customers or past clients. We have personal results and proof from the strategies. That really helps. Maybe we have a countdown timer since we are closing the deal at midnight tonight. Having a countdown timer with that ticking clock going really can add a little bit of sales boost too. And then also having A/B split tests. Since this is a limited internal promotion, you're only going to get so much traffic and views to be able to do an A/B split test. But once we open it to the open public and we have lots of traffic rolling in, we want to be split testing at all times to improve our conversions on pretty much every step of the process, especially our sales page. I mean, if you go from a 2% conversion to a 3% conversion, that's huge. I mean, with what we have here, it would be 150 sales instead of the 100 sales that we have from that 1%. And that 1% can come from very small changes, and you'll never know that specifically if you don't have that A/B split test up. So second most important thing we need to do when we're hitting this open audience that we don't have influence over is we need to create a solid structured sales page. I like sales videos with that video sales letter style. It's a very good opening approach with the buy button right there. Then you have the copy, long form or short form, just depending on how you do your copywriting. Also, that's something good to split test. Do people like reading lots of words, lots of pages to be able to kind of convince them? Or do they just need kind of the nitty gritty, the gist of what you got going on to sell the product? You definitely want those reviews and testimonials from buyers, which I'm going to be collecting over the next 4 weeks with our internal revenue customers. And then also the results and proof, not only from you, but from the customers who buy, the results they get over the next 30 days. You can have that on that sales page. Scarcity, when you're opening it up to the public, can come in different forms. Maybe you have a countdown timer for the first 10 minutes on the page. You'll have a cheaper price or something along those lines. Or maybe you have a webinar structure you're going to put in place. They can get a good deal on, they can get $100 off if they go and buy on the webinar, but if they come later, kind of with a one-time offer, later it's going to be a higher price. Lots of different ways to do the scarcity. Or you maybe have super bonuses or something like that they'll miss out on if they don't take action now. So all of those things are what we want to look at when we're creating our sales page for that audience beyond just our internal audience we've created. Now, number 3, setting up a lead gen funnel. So not only just having, like we talked about in an earlier video, not having our advertisements, our traffic generation just go straight to a sales page and do the convincing right away. We might have that here and there, but we want to have more of a funnel, taking a broad audience who's never heard of you, that cold audience, creating that engagement to start, which we could do maybe with a couple blog posts on content, giving away good content that's online and on point with what our course is about, and then maybe linking to another blog post, linking to another video. You can also get them into a webinar structure or a newsletter that's focused on your content, really creating that step-by-step structure, taking a cold audience member that's never heard of you, creating the engagement, creating the action, creating the buyer interest, creating the sale, and then creating the increase in lifetime value. So we're creating that funnel. And how I'm going to pretty much go about this setup is right now I love webinar funnels where we have 3 to 5 to 10 blog posts, videos out there on YouTube. These videos are not only have a call to action that may be sent to the sales page, but they'll also go to a webinar. So if they don't want to buy now, they can join the webinar. The webinar continues selling, continues creating that influence so that this this audience member gets to that buy purchase, but also it's creating audiences. So if someone sees video number 1, we know that they know about this topic. So video number 3 or number 5 might be a good next step for them before you try and do more of the closing the deal. You're trying to teach and inform and get that member, that audience member, have more, trust in you, where you have more influence, so that when you do say, hey, you should buy this course, they're going to believe in you a little bit more. They're going to take that action a little bit more. And when you set up these funnels, we want to have tracking in place. We want to have split tests as well throughout all this. When you have squeeze page, you should always have an A/B split test going on every little piece you got going, one split test at a time, so that you're consistently improving those conversions. And we also need to know, where is our traffic coming from? What's happening? How is it working for us? And that comes with our detailed tracking. So we want to know, when people visit video 1, are they clicking to video 2? Or are they going to the webinar? How many people are actually going to the webinar? Well, the people that go to the webinar, how many are buying? All these things with tracking, knowing our numbers, we're going to be able to improve those conversions again. And like I said, a 1% jump is going to be huge for the overall revenue and profit that your product will be able to produce. Now, with these first 3 things, we have the more friendly content delivery of the course. We have the optimized sales page with split tests going. We have a lead gen funnel. We're creating influence. We're informing our customer, our potential customer, why they should buy the product. What we can start to do then is we can add more traffic sources. Thus far, it's all been internal. So when we hit the outside, we have a whole bunch of different options. And there's 3 big ones that we'll have to our list once we get our funnel kind of dialed in, get it created and set up. First off, paid traffic. This is one of the quickest ways to get huge amounts of people into your funnel. It obviously is an investment. You have to put money into it. But if you have a product, you have a funnel, you have the information, you have that influence builders, you're going to create sales. And every time you create sales, you're going to get closer. You're going to have those split tests in place to improve those conversions. So you're trying to get where that paid traffic is creating a profit for every dollar that you spend on getting that just opening engagement, getting them to your webinar, closing the deal, your back end retargeting, all those different messages you can put in place in front of millions of people instantly when it comes to paid traffic. So Facebook ads are a great way to get things kind of cranking. YouTube ads are a great way with especially the niche I'm in here, and so on. So we want to definitely get paid traffic in there. Now, once you have a very optimized funnel, once you have something that's converting very well for you, it's good to start looking at affiliate promotions. Find those other big names, those other influencers out there that are teaching similar things or looking for products to help their audience learn as well, and then set up private promotions. The more specific and detailed with that individual that you set up your promotion, the more they're going to really like it, the more that their audience is probably going to react. So one of my favorite things to do these days, once we have a webinar funnel up, is set up private webinar promotions, so that you work for like the whole week. You and George are promoting a single webinar that anyone who buys from that webinar, they're going to get their cut, their commission per sale. And you're creating specific lead gen pages, maybe even specific discount codes and stuff like that are specific for George's audience. So that's going to help give him more influence over the audience, show that he's there looking out for them, and then also that he's getting the best deals and stuff like that. You can set up 1 or 2 of these affiliate promotions a week, and that can be some major income right there when you have the whole funnel in place. You can also go about doing it in a launch type of structure. So possibly I set this up as a 30-part video course with a $500 workshop upsell. We don't open it to the public until a certain date, and we go find a mass number of affiliates that all promote that opening date, that opening period where you have some special scarcity and deals and maybe bonuses for sales and stuff like that going on. And this gets a gigantic burst of sales rolling in. Now, this is a great way to go about that opening date, and then you can start to continue on with those individual promos each week or every other day after that. Affiliate traffic is extremely powerful, and it is, without having to put money into something like paid traffic, it's one of the quickest ways you can grow your following and grow the influence you have. Because if someone has influence over an audience and they tell you and they recommend your product or your content, that's one of the greatest influence transfers that you can get. You're going to all of a sudden instantly have more influence over this cold audience who's never heard of you just because George said, hey, you need to go check out Travis. He's doing really good stuff here. And that can, if you have George with 100,000 people on his email list, that can really add a huge number of people, not only to your customer list, but also to your other assets, your Facebook group, your email list, your webinar structure, whatever it may be. And then you can continue closing the deal down the road. Maybe they don't want to buy this product, but maybe your next product has something they like. Your audience is bigger the more affiliate promotions you do out there. And then third, we want to keep this in our organic rotation. So I don't want this to be closed and gone and we never promote it again. We want to have this as a kind of ever-living product where influence is always going to be required in business. And that's why I like this topic for this month, for this product, because I'll be able to continually updating it. I'll be able to continually optimize it. And we have a lot of different ways that we can promote it so that when we're doing our regular content through the month of April and May and stuff, we're going to also mention it in our Facebook group posts here and there, in our YouTube videos, in our emails, not just that new list, our new audience, but continue just promoting that product organically, getting our internal audience and the people we have influence over that's growing as we're outreaching to new folks, getting them into our funnels and buying our product here. So guys, that is really 4 ways that we're going to take this awesome internal promo and make it a beast by hitting that audience who's never heard of us. 1, create more friendly content delivery by creating an actual course that they can instantly access. 2, create an optimized and split test sales page that we're going to continually improve upon. 3, create that lead gen funnel with great content that takes that cold audience member, creates influence, informs them, teaches them, and shows them why they should buy that product, and then they see the sales page. And then 4, open up those traffic sources. Where right now, like I said, we've only done 3 Facebook group posts, 2 emails, YouTube video, and we've done a good $18,000 revenue. So we have a lot of potential for that audience that hasn't seen us yet, that has no idea about this. And that's really the plan for these internal revenues. So these audiences that we're creating influence over are very powerful. You can do awesome internal promos like this, but you don't want to stop there. You want to make sure you're doing those 4 major things I always talk about. You want to be always converting, always outreaching, always engaging, and always moving the needle forward. So we're getting those new people. We're engaging with the audience we have. We're selling a product every day, whatever it may be. And then we're also adding to our business structure, moving that needle forward, doing some big project, working on some big project every day, every week, so that our business structure, our web, and our funnels always grow. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed this one. Hopefully you got a lot from it. You're going to see this come to fruition here. I'll be talking about it a little bit more over the upcoming weeks as I actually create these pieces and put this structure in place. And we're going to have a product we're going to be able to sell for the long term, hopefully teaching you guys and showing you exactly how to do this properly as well. Thanks guys, Travis Patel here. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to send them my way. Have a good one.